the role of the flags, the role of Theatro Technis, and the struggle of the Cypriot community and Cyprus for justice, unity and justice. Yes. The Cyprus flag was first raised in the early 80s. And it was the times when we were in wonderful good terms with Camden. And that is Camden Council who proposed, suggested to raise the Cyprus flag at the town hall when we are celebrating Cyprus Week, because Cyprus Week started in the 60s, in 1968. That was the first Cyprus Week we did in Camden. And the idea of the Cyprus Week is it was because in those days, all the walls in Camden, there were slogans like this: "Cyps go home, bloody terrorists," from the 50s, because the Greek Cypriots were fighting for their self-determination. There were these slogans, and so we said, what can we do to change that? And we thought, yes, a festival. Cyprus Week, where we show our culture, our history, our way of life, our hospitality. The Cypriots here, they not just came to make money, but they contribute to a rich culture that goes back 5,000 years ago. So we kept that spirit alive till 1974, when we were hit by this catastrophe, by this handful of gangsters, as Father Eugeniou was saying, the junta, the CI that had launched the coup against President Makarios to kill him, which was the plan of the Americans in order to impose their arches of land, to dissolve the Republic of Cyprus, because they were afraid, they could not control it. They were the ones that suggested no union with Greece, no partition, and to have a Republic of Cyprus. And they were the ones who tried to dissolve it in 1963. In 64, when Makarios said no, then became the Castro of Mediterranean and the Red Monk, and they wanted to get rid of him, and they used these gangsters who drew the tanks against his palace to kill. If he was killed, there would have been no Turkish invasion. Junta, Turkey and America would have done what they planned to dissolve the Republic of Cyprus, give a huge basis to Turkey, to America, and unify the rest with Greece. But Makarios survived. And that is a symbol, because the Republic of Cyprus is right for the Cypriot people. For all Cypriots, Greek Cypriots, Turkish Cypriots, Maronites, Armenians, Latins, this is the right way, and we have proved it. And that's why we took that, and the emphasis was to retain the Republic of Cyprus, and this flag became that unity and that struggle. And it was raised at the town hall of Camden. Until 1989, when a Turkish Cypriot came for the first time to participate in our organizing committee. We had Turkish Cypriots before. Nobody objected, but he objected. He said, this flag should not be raised at the town hall because it does not represent the Turkish Cypriots. I said, what the hell are you talking about? This is the flag of the Republic of Cyprus. We just, Kyriakos said so, or Mr. Kassis said, this is by Turkish Cypriot. He would not listen, and the councillor then who got involved, he agreed with the view that it is a piece of cloth and it doesn't matter, let's not raise it at the town hall. And we said, okay, we raise it at Theatro Technis. From 1989, we'd be raising it outside Theatro Technis. as a result of our protest, we used to get a very large amount of money from Camden, £105,000, and we had 12 workers. This council, who was the chair of Grant Subcommittee, then recommended through a report he made that we were in decline and autocratic to cut the grant to force us to close. Of course, he did succeed because he was then disgraced. He created another group, the Cyprus Forum, which was also disgraced and closed, and we survived, and we're still here raising this flag for the unity of Cyprus and for the freedom of Cyprus and for taking a stand against Turkey, because that is the enemy at the moment, that Turkey is trying to dissolve the Republic of Cyprus and take over. The audacity Turkey has. They invaded, they occupied Cyprus, and now they say they don't recognize the Republic of Cyprus. What? And we are part of Europe, and we're fighting for human rights, and very little voices come out of Europe and say, you know, this is a crime, Turkey, you did. You shut up, you must recognize, you must get out of Cyprus. There is no need to recognize Cyprus. We don't want you to recognize it. Get out of Cyprus. Let the Cypriots alone to sort this out and carry on the survival of Cyprus and the survival of the Republic of Cyprus. And we've got to fight and tell our future generations that this republic must survive as a unified entity and not as a divided. I will read the poem that I've written about this, called Bison. Partitioning a small, beautiful island, the like of the Republic of Cyprus, a Bisoner carved up by communal divide and rule principle, it's an act so criminal, of so much great magnitude, the like of the old British colonial common practice, so gullible, inhumane, unethical, immoral, a reminder of India, Ireland, Middle East, etc. It calls for an international war crime investigation on Turkey's illegal 36 years occupation, a third of Aphrodite's island, under the auspices of United Nations, the blessing of England and America, backed by the mighty force of NATO, the military regime in Ankara, a Middle East superpower, reminiscent of the Ottoman Empire, ethnic cleansing vampire, raping, killing in cold blood, uprooting people from their land, their homes in villages, cities and towns, getting away with murder. It calls for an international war crime investigation on the US Anglo-Greco-Turkish partition of the small European unique island.
Bravo, bravo.